Oh, well, hello, all my wonderful, beautiful bros, wonderful, beautiful bros, guys of my nation. Is I, again, the Dark Side Maverick, in quiet mode. Or as quiet as I can be about this wonderful ship. NaruZalgo, Naruto X Zalgo. Last time we basically left off before the Land of Waves arc. So now we're resuming with the start with the Land of Waves arc. With Naruto still sad about the loss of Gama-chan, but Zalgo ensuring him that they'll get Gama-chan back, one way or another. As they're walking, because, well, the whole situation with the bridge builder was just explained. So as they're walking, basically, the people appear out of the puddle, the demon brothers. And, well, they're about to attack them whenever Naruto does something that, well, him and Zalgo were practicing for him to learn. As a good something to help with his taijutsu. Because, well, he hasn't really no form, more like a brawler. Zalgo wanted to fix that. And so one of these forms or stances, or as Zalgo likes to call them, dances. As the two demon brothers are about to come closer, connecting their chain and basically slicing Kakashi in half. Well, they're about to do that, but then Naruto basically jumps in the air, doing the splits, but also having his, arms out, with his, basically in the motion of a throat chop. Like, basically hitting you right in the throat. But with both arms. And since both brothers are coming at, they're basically getting kicked in the dick and like right in the throat at the same time, with enough power to send them back into two different trees, basically releasing Kakashi before Sasuke and Sakura can even realize what's going on. And Naruto's like, and I call that one well, I like to call it the Dance of Greed. Yes, he's naming these dances after the 7 deadly sins. And that one is the Dance of Greed. what he basically just did. Double dick kick and double throat impact with his freaking hands. Sending them both into different trees. So powerful that it actually almost knocks them out. But they are able to be tied up and questioned until Tazuna basically just breaks and just tells them. Because, basically the Demon Brothers end up just, quitting life and just somehow grabbing kunai somehow underneath their mouthpieces and slitting their throats. Somehow. They're able to do that. They're just that willing to kill themselves because they can't take it anymore. Naruto's inner killing nature has just become that oppressive because of Zalgo's teachings and Kurama being like, I like this girl. Let's do this, Naruto. I was like, just willing, just because, I like this girl. So, basically, after that, Tazuna spills everything, but he also guilt trips them. But Naruto doesn't really fall for it. He just is there to be there. But he also senses a presence. Something similar to Zalgo, but not. At the same time. Possibly the thing that did the killing blow. Zalgo's daughter, Lazari, in the previous life. Whenever his literal girlfriend right now was a dude. I don't think Zalgo's just sitting on her hands while they're doing this wave mission. No, she's getting a hell of a lot more training from Anko Sensei just to make sure that her hands are not idle. Because what they say, idle hands are the devil's best friend. If Anko only knew that this girl basically is the fucking devil. Just in chibi form. Since she's around Naruto's size and he's kind of chibi. To be truthful with you. He started getting better with the size problem as he started eating healthier. For both assistance of Kakashi and even Zalgo at some points. And so, the fox even started trying to help with that as well. And so he has been getting better. And with Zalgo, it's just a problem with their power. And, aging regularly. So, yeah. Now that we covered basically that Zalgo doesn't exactly have idle hands, she is getting trained into the ground by Anko Sensei. And Ibiki has even, Ichi with Ibiki have even gone to, watch the freaking sessions. To see, how Anko trains her apprentice. Now back to the wave mission. We interrupt your program to see how Zalgo is doing. Now back to the wave mission. Basically, after that show of utter domination from Naruto, And, well, you know, Kazuna's guilt tripping, working on everyone except for Naruto. Because, you know, he was sensing something. Something like, what did he, like, you know, Zalgo-chan say that girl's name was? Lazari? Yeah, Lazari, that was the name. But no, the energy's starting to shift. The Lazari girl's energy is starting to move away, but in its place is something different. Still malicious in intent, but different. And basically, most of the Zabuza and Haku stuff basically goes the same. Even the whole thing with the Kyuubi, like, I'm gonna kill you. And Sasuke's whole sacrifice in order for that to even happen. You know, Naruto doesn't want to show any more of his dances. Like his Kimimaro bullshit. Because he already showed off the Dance of Greed. And that fucked up the Demon Brothers' 7 Ways to Sunday. Hey, 7 Ways to Sunday, 7 Deadly Sins. So yeah, basically, after a brutal mission for mostly everyone, Naruto is still wondering, what is that other presence that basically got exchanged from that one he was feeling earlier, that he knows it has to be Lazari. But what is this new one? What the fuck is this new one? It feels like earthy, so Earth Wells? It's something from the underworld, isn't it? You know, something that used to be from here, but then the Earth Wells, then now it's different. You heard from Zalgo that sometimes that happens, like with Jeff. But this seems almost unnatural, like Jeff, but in an unnatural way. Like, what if Jeff did something like this to somebody? Like, did something to somebody that did this to them, that turned them into this? I mean, Jeff is a fucking psychopath. So, count your lucky stars that he wouldn't do it. Then he remembers a name being thrown around while Zalgo was sleeping. You know, she can, talk in her sleep sometimes. Naruto does know this. Because, he does it too. I mean, Zalgo's very vocal about the fact that he does it too. They already know this about each other. That they sometimes do talk in their sleep. And a name that Zalgo has said, but Naruto didn't really want to tell her that she said it. Because it could be a very important name, but, important in a way that if Naruto mentioned it, like, very bad things could happen right afterwards. So, he was very on the fence on if he should. But he's picking up all sorts of that energy. It has to be her. That name. It goes perfectly with the energy he's feeling. And it's not leaving. It's following them. No, it's not following them. It's following him. Directly. It's not just following Team 7. It's following him directly. He is a fucking stalker. Yeah. Near, Kazuna, Tsunami, and, Inari's house, there was an Earth Well. He did see one. Did someone come the fuck out of that earth well? Yeah, that's the energy. Those two energies, those were the energies. They came in that fucking earth well. They came out of it. But Lazari didn't seem to want to stay. Or if she is staying, she's keeping herself very well hidden. And from Naruto, someone who is like trained by Zalgo in her fem form right now, to like expect this shit, that's like very hard to do. Like, you guys gotta understand. From Naruto, the way he is now, that's gonna be very fucking hard to do to train, to keep yourself unsensed. If you're like coming out from Earthwell. If you're like one of those people. But this person doesn't even act like they're trying to keep themselves hidden in that type of way. No, they're hidden, just not hidden from Naruto. They don't even act like they're trying to be hidden from Naruto. No, they want him to know that they're there. They want him to know. Yeah, that's how he knows they're directly stalking him. Because they want him, not anyone else, but him to know. That's how Naruto knows it's directly stalking him. And basically, whenever he gets home, oh boy, even celebratory ramen was hard to do, because every time he would go for ramen, every time he would it would just be very hard, very tense. Even Ayame would point this out, and Teuchi would even do it. They would point out how tense he was. And Naruto would just have to be so convincing, which he is getting better at, because Zalgo is helping him with that as well, being a very convincing liar. Making people be able to believe your deception. And, well, Naruto is able to deceive the Ram people, even though he hates the fact that he's doing this. He is able to deceive them into thinking that nothing is wrong, when everything is wrong, clearly, because he can feel her so damn close to him, as he knows the gender, even. He can sense all of this shit, and even blatant hatred for Jeff, the killer. Yeah, he knows Jane Arkansas. Jane the Killer, otherwise known as Jane the Killer, but real name Jane Arkansas. Something about this just screams that. But why? And so, instead of returning home, he makes a detour into, the training ground for Training Ground 7. Basically, for Team 7. Their training ground. He makes a detour for there. But Jane is still on his ass. And, well, Naruto just stops in the middle and just Jane, can you make this less difficult for the both of us and just stop? And then all of a sudden feels cold steel pressed up on his neck. And basically, he smiles. Because then Jane feels cold steel pressed up on her neck, but it's different steel from her knife. It's not any knife, it's a kunai knife. She got punked. Basically the knife, the thing, the person with that she has a knife to its neck, goes poof. Shadow clone. And Jane is just a million miles a second, like in her head. When did he have time to make the hand sign? And then she just, in her head, it clicks. He left a shadow clone from whenever he made all those shadow clones at the very end. He had it go somewhere and exchange itself for him all this time. And he was still reading me. Clever bastard. I fell for his fucking trap. Well, whenever that presence is all around him all the damn time, I could feel it. The smell. That smell. The only other person to have that smell on them is Lazari, and I saw her. We departed ways because it wasn't time yet. At least that's what Lazari said. It wasn't time. It wasn't time for what? She didn't, say, but now I'm at his fucking mercy? No way in hell. She pulls out another knife from her other hand and basically stabs Naruto in the gut. And Naruto's just like, fuck. And basically just falls. And then just Jane is like, pulls out another knife from the other hand again. It's like double knives. Instead of Alucard where he has double guns, it's like double knives. Like how Jeff usually does his thing, but like these knives are different in a certain sort of way. And I'm just like, you are not that bad. But with a certain person's help, my pain tolerance, and then he just whoop, bam, like slap, and sends her flying. My pain tolerance is a lot better than it used to be. Also helps whenever mobs are constantly chasing you around, but not anymore. With the power to control a certain essence, I could make them have nothing to do with me. Really, it's like mob repellent. And ninja repellent too, if they ever get brazen enough, that is. I'm really gonna have to thank Zalgo-chan for that. And whenever Jane hears that name, I was like, so that's why Azari left. It wasn't time to get rid of her father in whatever form he's in now. And apparently that must mean that they're with him. That's why I was sent to trail this. Lazari, you sent me out to be the one to kill the other fly on the frickin' wall. Sorry, next time I fucking see you, if there is a next time. Oh. Jane Arkansas is not somebody's bitch pawn. Jane Arkansas is the one who's gonna kill Jeff the Killer. And Naruto's like, I love how you're just yelling this to the freaking sky like somebody's gonna actually give a damn. Once you're gone, Jane. Oh, and by the way, your fetish for wanting to kill Jeff is boring to hear constantly. How about you actually do something about it? Oh, wait, you can't, because he just basically, boots Jane in the face, across the training ground. Like, he just substitutes with, like, a shadow clone of himself that he automatically makes a shadow clone, substitutes with it, so that he can get right in Jane's face, boots her across the training field. And then the other shadow clone basically races towards him. He throws the shadow clone, and it starts to glow. It's an exploding clone, and blows up and sends her even further across the training field. Then Naruto just walks all the way over to Jane, and Jane sticks out the knives and basically props herself up and runs straight towards Naruto. And Naruto is just like, oh dear God, this is fucking pathetic. And then there's this like, he just stands on one leg and basically just jumps off and then spins with his fists out and basically knocks Jane silly and sends her flying again. And I call that one Dance of Sloth. How do you like it? And basically, Jane automatically starts to run at Naruto again, but with her knives and like a reverse grip to like slash him upwards, to like cut him in an X motion. And Naruto's like, well, it's some type of strategy, not a good one, but some type of strategy. You're gonna have to stop you right there, though. Dance of Greed. Just with the motion of just him doing the Dance of Greed, basically blasts her back with a bunch of wind pressure because unknowingly Naruto sent like his wind element out whenever he did the Dance of Greed. And just this knocks Jane unconscious because she lands her head directly onto a rock that cracks it. Cracks her head and cracks the rock. And her head is bleeding right now. And Naruto's like, ooh, that was a bad one. Wait, I think that was some of my wind element. No wonder she got hit so damn bad. Well, and then just sees like Jane stab the knives into the ground, and then just knees, and then her feet, and just pluck the knives out of the ground. And it's like, she had to prop herself with her knives in order to get back up this time. But this time she's as fucked up as Naruto was after getting hit by Kenpachi. So yeah, she's really fucked up. And then, just, Naruto's about to, like, finish her off, just, like, swirling decap, like, swirl a kunai, like, right at her. And then, as soon as she turns around to try to dodge, like, another one in the shadow of that one, to just, like, swirl decap, just take her head off. But then someone just comes out of the fucking nowhere, and it just, like, yells, Dance of Gluttony! Basically, it's like Dance of Sloth, but instead of like swirling your fists like a helicopter, you swirl your freaking legs like a helicopter. Basically, pushing off with your hands, and then doing like, but instead of fists, it's legs like a helicopter. And basically just knocks her the fuck out, like, Jane is just like knocked the fuck out and in a stream, just floating away. And the person doing the dance of freaking gluttony this time. Basically, the dance of sloth and the dance of gluttony are very similar. It's just one involves fists, which is the dance of sloth, and the other one involves legs, which is the dance of freaking gluttony. And, well, Naruto is just like, whoa, you just got hella more attractive. Because Naruto's demon part of himself, just feasting into the look. Because, like, oh boy, you better bet that training did help her looks. Like, it wasn't a lot of time, but she did get a little bit of a glow up as much as she'd heard her training up. Yeah, basically they're learning the same style. That's how Zalgo was able to teach it to Naruto, because she already knows the style. Instead of the 7 deadly sins, it's known as the 7 deadly dances style. And it's Zalgo's own that, well, she created, even before she died. Yes, this is actually something that was created before Zalgo died and became a girl. The 7 deadly dances. Because, the 7 mouth too, sing the song that won the world. So yeah, Zalgo actually did this before dying and becoming a girl. So by now, she's basically not only mastered, but perfected the style. Because of Anko Sensei's freaking training. Like, training her into the damn ground. And Naruto using already 3 of these 7 dances. Greed, sloth, and gluttony. Well, actually, he didn't really use gluttony. That was kind of used by his bae. Because, yeah, basically, that's kind of something that they settled on. Zalgo's Naruto's bae. And, Naruto is Zalgo's forever hers. Her man. And if somebody wants to take him, they're gonna have to fight for it. And you do not want to fight the devil. Especially over their man. And Naruto has, well, really no problem with being Zalgo's man. Because, well, just as Zalgo is his bae. And so they just decide, well, Naruto, even though he worked himself half to the bone during the mission, and, well, fighting off Jane, even though Zalgo was the one to basically end, with the killing blow. But still, Naruto did most of everything. then again, there also was the training with Enko Sensei that Zalgo did, but, Naruto thinks he did a little bit more than Zalgo did. So, a little tiny bit more. I mean, he was fighting freaking Zamochi and freaking, his accomplice Haku. That shit was fucking insane. So, yeah, basically, Naruto decides, you should treat a girl right either way. So, basically, bridal style Zalgo, this surprising her completely, catching her completely off guard, and, even getting a little bit of a Hina to eat. Yes, from Zalgo of all people. But this is Fem Zalgo. But even from Fem Zalgo, getting an eep, not exactly expected. And Naruto's looking in his eyes whenever he's walking through the village, what's left of the village before they can actually get to the apartment. The villagers do not want to get anywhere close to him because he's holding his bay and he has that look, territorial look, where this is his property. And he is her property. They are each other's property. But, territorial property. In the case of Naruto, because he's got that in him. That dog. That really just wants to rip into somebody right now. Just give me a reason. No, really, just give me a fucking reason. So what Naruto's, looking at them with. He's looking at them with those type eyes. Just give me a fucking reason. I dare you. Give me a fucking reason. And Zalgo actually is leaning into this with a lot of pleasure. And oh, Naruto, you naughty boy. And Naruto's just wait till we get to the fucking bed, Zalgo. We could put an illusion over that, your illusions. What would you call it? Corruption style? Because you know how Zalgo corrupts things. So corruption style. Or corruption release. I think corruption release. That kind of sounds cool. So basically, yeah. Zalgo's it's called corruption release. And whatever. Yeah, we'll do that. So basically just dropping Zalgo off, but, nicely onto our feet. And basically, they go in. And basically decide, after getting everything, washed off and everything, clean, sparkly, all that good shit. They decide Naruto has went on his first fucking real mission, and he feels like he needs something. And Zalgo has been trained into the ground by Enko Sensei, and Ibiki and Ichi have been watching. And she feels naked around them. She feels violated. Zalgo, the literal fucking devil, feeling violated, naked around mortal men. That is not right. Naruto, you need to do something. I feel it's not right for me to feel like that. Help me. Zalgo is actually, she's not playing around. She actually feels like this. And, is asking Naruto, begging Naruto for help. And Naruto is all too ready to oblige with the cure. And this ain't no 049 bullshit, SCP-049. No way, Jose. This is Naruto's inner calling it 317 pounds from Washington, D.C., District of Columbia, Batista, animal bullshit. Road warrior animal bullshit. Nation of domination. Whatever the fuck I just did there. But he's hungry. He got that dog in him. And he is ready to ravish this woman. But first, Zalgo is indeed like, oh, what's this? I somehow managed to drop condoms from the ceiling. How the fuck did I do that? And Naruto knows that she's just teasing. And Naruto was teasing too because he dropped his own. Because, he's kind of been able to pick up on some of Zalgo's magic and able to do it too, but doesn't really show it to anyone. Because they would freak the fuck out. And he knows this. They would think, oh, the demon's getting stronger, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? Like, who gives a flying fuck? That's the way Naruto feels. And Zalgo, well, she just, like, needing that cure right now. Needing it now. She needs her, Naruto koi. And Naruto's like, I'm coming. Don't worry, Zalgo-chan. I'm coming. And it's just like, Naruto's just in his boxers and nothing else. And, Zalgo decides to be in some red bra and black panties. But eventually, Zalgo is just getting to the point where she's like, that song, I feel so high, I take off all my clothes, I get so high, gotta take my clothes off. She is getting hot. And wait, is that wet? Is she getting not only hot, but wet? She doesn't want to ruin her perfectly good clothes. So, besides, Naruto, I can't ruin my clothes. And so she just disperses her bra and panties. And Naruto's like, well, the way I feel. And he somehow magically is able to disperse his boxers. And so they just full on mode, just Kyuubi he thought he was getting a show before, but this is the sex scene right here. And they are only like fucking 13. Like, this is some explicit, like NC-17 bullshit, like whatever the actual rating is. Like, they are going at it like rabbits in fucking heat. Like, or foxes in fucking heat, if you want to say that. And Kurama's loving it. Just like, get the salt, get the butter, get all of that shit. And some candy and some soda. And yeah, like, Kurama's just getting the 3D glasses too, because he wants to live all of this in the best seeing sight. He's like, oh yes, this is my precious. Like, he is cataloging all of these scenes and just, like, because he wants, like, the perfect movie collection. Like, not only, like, the lovers, but, he gets to see the sex scenes now. Like, if they do this too long, they might make it Lord of the Rings. But, like, Lord of the Sex? Lord of the sex scene. Like the legit Lord of the sex scene. And so, like, they're just going at it so friggin' hard, they legit almost break their condoms. But, that's bad luck, so don't want to do that. So, just makes them out of more sturdy materials. Zalgo and Naruto both do that for their condoms, so that they don't break. And then get right back to fucking like foxes and eat. Just like, keep on doing it. And finally just, like, all the juices in there. And lick it all up. And finally, just like, Naruto's on one side of the bed, and Zalgo's on the other. And they're panting the shit out of them. Like they can't even freaking breathe. That's how much they fuck the shit out of each other. Like, I think YouTube might legit take this off because, the devil, sex scene. I mean, it's as explicit as it's going to probably get. I actually think it can make it even more explicit. But that's later down the line. And if Jiraiya tries to do anything, Zalgo will make sure he wishes like he never even fucking was conceived. If he tries to, each of this. That is unless like Zalgo's perverted side starts to kick in and she might want to make her own additions. And Naruto, getting his like hungry demonistic feelings, he might want to make his own additions as well. Just as long as it doesn't involve anything that they don't want in there. Jiraiya just has to keep that in mind if he wants to keep his life and his manhood from being completely obliterated. Yes, the meme's still on the channel. The meme has returned from the graveyard. The card graveyard. Heart of the cards, bitches. Oh, that could be a new channel meme. Heart of the cards, bitches. And with that, basically Naruto and Zalgo basically breathless on their bed, wish they sleep, into the night. They can, take care of the mess in the morning, or just have shadow clones do it, because by now Zalgo has built up her chakra reserves to where she can do shadow clones pretty much almost as good as Naruto can do them. So just have a shadow clone army take care of the mess. And since they didn't really, soil their, Zalgo didn't soil her, Zalgo didn't soil her bra and panties, and, Naruto didn't soil his, boxers. They can put that shit back on. Once they are drying themselves, like, good and cleansed. They actually do shower shack. Like that scene in Werewolf in London. Basically, they start shower shacking, and Kurama's like record this as well, like shower shack scene. Well, multiple shower shack scenes actually. He's just loving this. Like, keep the popcorn, keep the freaking soda, keep the freaking candy coming. Because this is amazing. Like, entertainment here. And so basically, after they shower shacked, they actually get to actually cleansing themselves, cleaning all those good areas. And, the areas that they can't get, the other will get for them. They don't find anything wrong with it. They're partners. They've already admitted that basically they're head over heels for each other. And how Naruto knows he's a Jinchuriki, and, Zalgo knows she's basically the fucking devil. And they know this about each other, so, well, strongest demon, and, well, the devil, so what's so wrong with that? What's so wrong with a relationship like that? And, well, Kurama actually gets to thinking, like, what if you could make it even better? Like, give Naruto Hanyu properties, like, make him truly demon, so this truly wouldn't be anything wrong with it. And actually, starts to kick into a mental link with Naruto without having to put him into his mind. They could just talk without having to really, need to put him back in there. Because he's been in there before, but it was very bleak and dark and depressing. But it has gotten better ever since, the relationship with Zalgo. And, well, not only about the Hanyu thing, but, the Nine Tails actually feels like, kid, you're alright. I'll tell you my name, and then we'll even upgrade you to basically perfect Jinchuriki status, giving you a good sum of my power without really tearing you to shreds. And so basically Naruto's like, thanks, man, and basically telling, Zalgo everything that Kurama told him that basically is happening right in front of her. So she knows it's real because it's happening right in front of her right now. Basically, not only is he getting Hanyu properties, they can basically use their corruption, release to basically seal away any, ability to see the Hanyu properties. Like, for regular people, or just any shinobi or any person to see the Hanyu properties, unless they want them to. So, only they can see the Hanyu properties, and Kurama, because he's the one who gave Naruto the Hanyu properties. And also, Naruto basically freely admits, can go into, the chakra thing as well, since perfect Jinchuriki. And no damage to me. Actually, I think it makes it even better. But I don't want to test it out. I don't want to destroy the bed. And Zalgo's like, yeah, we probably shouldn't destroy the bed. So probably look for something a little bit more, probably more expensive, but it would be sturdier so it wouldn't get destroyed if we went at it, like Hanyu, Chakra Cloak Mode you, and me, instead of just regular you and me. Because by God, what that's about to do to you, or what it's bound to do to you already. Oh, if you hadn't already quenched my thirst and hunger, I would be ready to ravage all that. Give me the cure already. And Naruto would just be like, just because of all the references that he gets from Zalgo, teaching him all this stuff, he would even get some pop culture stuff, like, pour some sugar on me. Naruto would just, say that out loud. And, Zalgo would be like, what kind of sugar, hun? And, Naruto's never heard Zalgo call him hun before. But, as long as it's not Attila the Hun, because he knows about that too, apparently. like a lot of knowledge from Zalgo. As long as none of that, he's perfectly fine with it. Basically, Naruto answering with, what kind of sugar? Oh, you know what kind of sugar. And they basically now have just gone to making out. But Kurama's still filming. Like he wants to have all this on TiVo. Have all this on the best of the recording services. Even if they're just making out while in the shower. So yeah, this is basically as low as they're gonna get without just blatantly like kissing. And that's their complete power down. Maybe like cuddles is their complete power down. So yeah, they basically just start powering down. But Kurama's still not gonna stop filming. He wants to get all of the best moments of their relationship. Because Kurama's into this. So yeah. Anyways, the Dark Shadow Maverick is OUT out of here. Adasses.